Henry Burris TV is brought to you by Hockey Central Sports Memorabilia, Sylvan Lake, and Supreme Menswear, simply the best. Welcome to the show, everybody. Today we're going to talk about the Calgary Stampeders going into Montreal and still trying to grab, both teams still trying to grab a home date in the playoffs. So matchups, how would you match what they have to what you have?
Well, number one, two fairly even teams right now.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, of course, both teams are dealing with their ups and downs right now. Of course, Montreal coming off a big loss to Winnipeg. We're coming off a huge victory for us to, you know, get back in the chase and get that momentum going, back on our side against the Saskatchewan Roughriders. I mean, both teams right now are in a catch-up phase. I mean, we're trying to catch up to BC and Edmonton and get in a position where we can have a home playoff game or at least possibly give us a chance to win first place. Yep. Montreal, the same sense. I mean, they're tied with Winnipeg in record-wise, but they have to be one up on the Blue Bombers because of the tiebreaker. And both teams have great players in all phases. I mean, of course, you look on the defensive side for Montreal, who we have to go up against guys like Anwar Stewart, who's been the anchor of that defensive line for many years, Diamond Ferry, a guy who people truly hate because he's, to me, he's the dirtiest player in the CFL. I mean, they have a number of great players on that team who really do a lot of great things. And really on offense, we don't really have to speak of too many guys because of Anthony Calvillo. I mean, him and, you know, Optimus Prime, Jamel Richardson, I don't know where he got the nickname from, but, you know, those guys are truly remarkable players, as Whitaker, a great running back on their team. And those guys bring a host of different problems. And that's why we're going to have our hands full, and we got to be on top of our game this week.
Diamond Ferry.
Who gave him that name?
That is just not a football name. I mean, what's your name? Diamond Ferry. I play slot back, tight end. It just does not seem like a football name. It doesn't. Okay. All right. So basically, both teams are kind of even, so it appears. Now, let's just throw a couple of things at you stat-wise. Where did the Stamps finish passing this year as opposed to Montreal?
Well, you know, right now we're actually second in passing percentage, second in net passing, second in passing efficiency. So, you know, we're doing a good job. I mean, of course,
and where does Montreal rank?
They're 3, 3, and 4 in those three categories. You know, which are very important categories for myself as a quarterback. Yeah. You know, you pride yourself on being efficient while you're out there on the field, and you know, really making good decisions with the ball, getting the ball to the right guys, and you know, also making sure we're moving the chains. And to me, those are big things. You know, as far as being a quarterback, that you have to base you know, what you're doing on, you know, as far as having an effect on the game and being able to put your team in positions to make plays and also be successful at the end of the game on the scoreboard.
So most of the passing stats from this year, the Stamps are ahead of Montreal.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Who was the quarterback at that time?
Henry Burris versus Calvillo.
Just wanted to ask. You know, sometimes I'm not the brightest guy in town, you know, and I just had to ask who was playing quarterback at that time when they were ranked.
Good job there. You've been doing your studying.
Well, just asked. Just had to ask questions. Talk about the competition and what it's like when Montreal takes on Calgary. You guys won the Grey Cup against them. They've been in the show every time since. Yeah. But there is something special when these two teams do play.
Yeah. Well, I tell you now, ever since Huffnagel arrived, we actually lead the series, I mean, since 2008. Even when Tom Higgins was here, I mean, we were able to sweep the Montreal Alouettes in consecutive seasons back to 06, 07, and really find a way to get up on these guys and maintain the momentum. And we've been able to do so over the past couple of years. But, of course, that team's really taken off, winning 2 straight Grey Cups. But we've been in there each and every game against them. And, of course, last year we split. This year so far we've won the first game in a shootout here at McMahon Stadium back at the end of August. And it was truly a remarkable game to be a part of and one of the fan favorites for this year. And I see no difference in this game. I mean, there should be a lot of fireworks. And both teams are really going to be gunning for each other, and especially Montreal. They're going to be pumped, playing at home, needing a big win just to stay in the hunt for first place. So definitely buckle up and get ready for another barn burner, I guess is what you call it, right?
Yeah, you guys have never lost to them in the playoffs, have you?
No, we've had pretty good success against them in the playoffs, and that's what we need to make sure happens again this year. And it's going to be a tall hike for both teams because it's good to see competition in the East now for Montreal, with Hamilton making a move now, and hopefully they can consistently keep it up. But it's good to see Winnipeg step up. The West has always been the West, but it's good to see the East now catching up. And right now, I'd probably say the stronger side between the two.
Yeah, and it's been a long time since that's happened.
Long time.
Did the Montreal Alouettes do the right thing, and did they send Kavis Reed a Grey Cup ring?
Well, I tell you, they've done a lot to help him out. I can promise you that.
They should have.
Yeah, they should have.
I mean, the 13th man, the guy that called the play, that was Saskatchewan's ring. You can see him trying it on.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
I tell you, that is something that'll always be remembered in football history, regardless of what side
Don't you
of the
think
board
that's
you're
the
on.
worst thing that you've ever seen in football history?
Because the worst time to make that mistake was in the last play of the most important game of your life in the Grey Cup.
When you've won it.
When you've won it. Because Saskatchewan hasn't been able to rebound from that. And every time they see those colors step on the field, it happens again to them. You know, they find a way to implode, and Montreal finds a way to win. But, of course, with the situation the Riders are in now, how long will it take for them to get back to that position? That's kind of the question now, because a lot of rebuilding will take place, and the memory of the 2009 Grey Cup here in Calgary will never be forgotten. And because of the struggles now, they really won't be forgotten, because people will always ask that question, what if we won? Where would this team be at this time? Kind
of like that old Kurt Russell and Robin Williams movie, right? Remember that way back in, oh, you weren't born. They could never get over that one defeat, and
implode.
30 years later.
Still talking about it.